The Battle of the Trident was the climactic battle of the Civil War known as Robert's Rebellion. In his previous campaigns, Robert Baratheon had successfully led his main army north from the Stormlands to join his main allies in the north, the Vale, and the Riverlands. He cut his way through loyalist houses that attempted to stop him at Summerhall, Ashford, and Stoney Sept. At the last location, a loyalist army attempted to corner him, but in the Battle of the Bells, the armies of the North, Vale, and Riverlands arrived and their combined forces drove them off. The combined rebel army then withdrew into friendly territory north of the Trident. The River Lords remained divided, but House Tully sided with the rebels. While the rebels massed north of the river, Rhaegar Targaryen, who had ignited the entire war by allegedly abducting Lyanna Stark, finally reappeared in King's Landing and massed the bulk of the remaining loyalist forces. He then led them north to face off against Robert's armies when they attempted to cross south of the Trident and advance on King's Landing. Robert's rebel army at the Trident was composed of the forces from the Stormlands, the North, the Vale, and rebel houses from the Riverlands such as the Tullys. Robert's personal army from the Stormlands was somewhat diminished in size from all of the fighting it had seen but was more battle-hardened. The rebel forces from the North, Vale, and Riverlands had also seen action at the Battle of the Bells and though slightly outnumbered by Rhaegar's army, had more combat experience. The army group was commanded by Robert himself, Eddard Stark, Jon Arryn, Hoster Tully, and several of their bannermen, including Roose Bolton, III of the Dreadfort. Rhaegar's loyalist army consisted primarily of the direct Targaryen vassals from the Crownlands, joined by 10,000 Dornishmen under the command of Prince Lewyn Martell, IV of the Kingsguard. Rhaegar's own lawful wife was Elia Martell, and the Mad King kept her as a virtual hostage in the Red Keep to ensure House Martell's support. A few men from the Reach were also present, but the bulk of House Tyrell's army was tied down further south besieging Storm's End, held by Robert's younger brother Stannis. Rhaegar's forces were fresh and larger than the rebel army, but were unbloodied and less experienced. Rhaegar himself commanded the loyalist forces along with several of his most trusted Kingsguard, including Ser Barristan Selmy.Battle. The two forces clashed directly on the Trident. The battle was not in favor of either side until Rhaegar was slain by Robert, resulting in a crucial and critical victory for the rebel forces. Rhaegar was killed at a fork in the river from a swing by Robert's warhammer, smashing the rubies from Rhaegar's armor with his killing stroke. This led to the site becoming known as the Ruby Ford.Dorne lost all the 10,000 troops they sent to support the Targaryen army, including Lewyn Martell himself. The Targaryen army was completely annihilated, and Barristan Selmy was severely injured and captured. The rebel army took heavy casualties, but not nearly as many as the Targaryens. Robert himself was also moderately injured in the fighting. Roose Bolton counseled Robert after the battle to execute Selmy, but Robert overruled him and not only pardoned Selmy, but sent his personal maester to treat his grave injuries, recognizing the knight's courage and loyalty despite being on the enemy force. The defeat marked the beginning of the end for the Targaryen dynasty. The main reason such a high number of houses had remained loyal to the Mad King was because of loyalty they felt towards his son and heir, Rhaegar. With Rhaegar dead, House Targaryen's popular support fell drastically. No army stood between the rebels and King's Landing, the only other loyalist armies being Mace Tyrell's army besieging Storm's End, and Tywin Lannister's marching from Casterly Rock towards the capital. Since Robert was wounded in the battle, it fell to Eddard to lead the rebel army south towards King's Landing, hoping to arrive before the Lannisters, who were presumably rushing to reinforce the capital city. What Eddard and Robert did not realize was that after the victory at the Trident and Rhaegar's death, Tywin had decided to betray the Mad King and join the winning side. The Lannister army arrived first, but after being let inside the gates they promptly turned on its defenders, resulting in the sack of King's Landing. Lord Walder Frey, Lord of the Crossing and one of Lord Hoster Tully's bannermen, did not appear until the battle was done, for which Lord Tully nicknamed him the late Walder Frey.